we do another UNAK transmission? It's been a while. Yes, I think we shall. Hello and welcome to another UNAK transmission. Recorded from the lockdown, isolated HQ of cancelled Comix, where your correspondent here is currently unable to leave his house and unable to pursue anything like a normal life. Not that I really had anything like a normal life beforehand, due to this continuing apocalyptic virus that is menacing us all. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. It's it's a bit scary, isn't it? Really. I mean, I know we all sort of make jokes about it and play it down and stuff. But this is like nothing that any of us have experienced in our lifetime. And we don't really know that much about what's going on yet either. It just seems like every time we have a handle on it, some new sort of like rumour sort of bubbles up from somewhere on the internet. And while a lot of those time those rumours aren't true, sometimes they are. Like I remember when it was just talked about that this stories about people being reinfected were not true, and now we're getting definitive cases of reinfection, and World Health Organization, if you can trust them, are saying that some people aren't developing antibodies. That's pretty spooky. The weird stories of it being kind of like an AIDS type thing all sounded like scaremongering and that. And now we found this like a partial sort of element of truth in that while, just a little sort of like side trick to explain this. AIDS, as far as I understand, causes real problems because it infects, when I say infects, it gets into T cells, which are one of your types of immune cell, and uses those to replicate itself, killing them in the process. Now, as far as we know, COVID-19 doesn't do that. It just kills sometimes the T cells. It has a defense mechanism against them, which means it's kind of has a resistance to your own sort of defense mechanism. And then there were the stories about maybe it wasn't from the wet markets, but was escape from a biolab, and now sort of like governments are seriously investigating this. It's all scary. It's all getting pretty scary. What started off as just something we thought was, we've seen it before. We saw it with SARS. Yeah, we saw it with swine flu. It's just another one of them things. It's one of those near misses, but it didn't miss. So yeah, it's scary. So what I wanted to really sort of like muse on in this is what can we actually sort of do about it? What can we? I mean, I know, a lot of it is dependent on corporations and governments developing vaccines and curative medicines and the like. But I mean, what can we as people just do to not only survive this lockdown, which I think we can do. We're just fighting the endless drudgery of it, and that's lucky for us, really. I mean, compared to people out on the front lines, going into these sort of like hot zones. I don't know if that's a bit too melodramatic to call them hot zones, but I wouldn't want to go there. I suppose they are hot zones, actually. I wouldn't want to do that. These people are, hats off to them. But for the rest of us, it is demoralising. I'm sat here looking out the window. It's blue skies. I never particularly like going outside, but right now, I just want to go to a park or something. I just want to go out somewhere. But you can't do. It's not just a matter of fact I might catch it and I might pass it along to my loved ones. It's the fact that God knows I might have it and I might pass it along to someone else out there, some random person. Although, when I have had to go out, for the essential shopping and things, I've kind of gone out with the full sort of apparel, get up, the full get up. So I've had my rubber gloves, face mask, plastic mask, spraying detox, antiviral spray, Dettol, antiviral spray everywhere as I walk. Serious sort of melodrama from my part. But even so, they're only sort of statistical edges that sort of reduce your chances of giving or receiving the virus. So, yeah, we cope. It's unpleasant, but we cope. But, in terms of how do we cope with the world after this, we've watched all the films and we've seen all the, read the books, we've been sort of prepped for apocalypse to the nth degree, but, everything's changed now. We don't have biosecurity. We don't, it's patently obvious that there are so many potential ways for us to get subject to some horrible, horrible disease, be it COVID-19 or be it whatever else is out there. And we've been running on luck up to this point. What do we do from this? What do we do from this point on? Can we go back to high density living? Well, we've got to in the short run. We've got, we can't just all continue to stay in our houses and that. But yeah, it's weird. It's going to be strange going out to a pub again or something like that. It's going to be strange going out to a pub and looking at people with the eyes that we've all got now, where we're looking at people and we're wondering, are you a typhoid Mary? What could getting too close to you do to me? Spooky stuff. It really is. It's just, I have to tell you who I feel sorry for is younger people who maybe aren't settled down in that, because it's not only do you have to worry about at least with AIDS it's you can maximise your safety by using a condom and having safe sex, but how do you have safe sex about COVID-19? With COVID-19, heavy duty rugby fetishism, perhaps. Maybe that's the way. Maybe that's the future. Everyone will be wearing catsuits and gas masks. That's where cyberpunk starts. Could be. Wouldn't be that bad, I suppose. But yeah. So that's how do people go back to living that life of uninformed abandon? Don't know. It's in terms of an end of the world. It isn't really. It's a change of the world. I think, while we're thinking about what it's going to be like when it's over, I think there's still a few big hurdles for us to get past. As I said, the cabin fever aspect is starting to take its toll on people. You're seeing demonstrations in America, people not observing sort of social distancing or wearing masks and have mass gatherings to protest. Well, what's going to happen when that sort of stuff starts to spread, spread amongst them? Are they going to, turn on each other for and blame each other for encouraging this sort of non-social distancing and absence of decent precautions? Are they going to go further into denial and imagine that they've been made sick to punish them as part of the New World Order? Fuck knows. It's whatever it is. I think it's going to lead to some serious tension and potential for violence. I don't know. It's crazy times. So that was it. A 10-minute transmission about nothing really. COVID-19. And we don't understand it, even though we do understand it. We don't know how to live with it, even though we're living with it. We don't know what the future's going to hold, even though hopefully most of us, or hopefully all of us, are destined to be a part of it. Well, that's it for now. Take care. Take care and look after yourself, and I hope all those devilish microscopic machines that we call viruses manage to pass you by, and if they do get inside you, I hope to God that they pass through you with very little ill effect. Take care, and bye-bye.